Hi everyone, this is Jim. I played a teaching game this week. I thought it was kind of interesting, so I wanted to show it to you. Before we get started in the game, though, I wanted to mention that the U.S. Go Congress is going on right now in Boston. This is an annual event. I think it goes on for about a week. And there's going to be some commentary on the matches on the YouTube channel of the American Go Association. Here you see is the schedule for Sunday. And they have various commentators, including Hajin Lee. That's Haley from Haley's World of Go Baduk. So should be pretty interesting. So you might want to check that out. I'll put a link to the YouTube channel of the American Go Association on the video here. Okay, let's take a look at this game. So Riles93 volunteered to play a teaching game with me. You can see he's a much stronger player, and we talked about the game as we played it, and we talked about it afterwards, chatting. And it's an even game. I have black, so I go first, and he has 6.5 points of Comey. So I start with the normal moves in the corner, and at this point, I decide to approach on the bottom, and he backs off. I go into the corner, and he takes a share of the corner. So all this is pretty normal. I back off. So this is the one Joseki that I know. And it's pretty useful, and it's simple enough to play. So he asked me if I had ever seen this pattern before. You can see it in the channel. So it's called the Kobayashi. He let me know later. Yeah, it's on the next channel. It's the Kobayashi. And yeah, I'm not really familiar with this, but white is gaining some influence on the upper side. And the normal way to deal with it is to approach here, not too close, but kind of at a large knight's move away. And we discussed this a little bit after the game. I wanted, I saw this big side over here, and I wanted to kind of break it up. So my move has some similar ideas. But if you come in here, it's more direct. And also, it's a large knight's move, because if you do a normal knight's move approach, you could get pincered, and it's not a great... There's not a lot of space for the stone to run out, because this stone is up high already. So that's why you might want to do a distant approach here rather than a close approach. It's a way of making the pincer less attractive. Anyway, so I didn't know any of that. That was something we talked about later. I just played down here. And let's see, he approached right here at R6. He approached my corner, and I played this move. And he suggested a pincer might have been played here. Also in the discussion afterwards. I think that's something about my own play that I learned from this game, is I don't usually do the pincer. When I see someone approaching the corner, I usually think of a way to defend it, and the two ways to defend I know were backing off by a knight's move, letting him have a share of the corner, or challenging the stone with a kick here, coming down to the third line and challenging with a kick. And I guess this kick is not that great, particularly if he has space here to back off and make a base over here. If white can make a base here, then this is probably fine for white. So this is an opportunity for me to play a pincer. The pincer on this stone, it works together with these stones here, so it's threatening to build a lot of territory over here on the right side of the board, and at the same time putting some pressure on that stone. He said actually after the game he thought this one move here was my biggest mistake in the game, and you'll see what happens. He does a natural reply, and then I think normally black will back off here at this point, and white will drop back and establish a base by playing an extension in this direction. But I didn't like the idea of white establishing a base over here, so I played here first. So that, in combination with this, allows white to kind of seal me in the corner. So he starts surrounding my corner here, and I couldn't really do a whole lot about it. Let's see, he cut here, which I thought was kind of interesting. And he decided to just sacrifice those stones. And it leads to quite a good result for black. He forces me to capture those stones. I'm alive in the corner, and I have territory here. It's not an empty corner. I have, maybe 8 points there, maybe a couple more there. So maybe 10 points in the corner. And maybe I could expand out a little more. It's a small corner, not a big 20-point corner, but a small corner. And he got all these stones on the outside of the corner, which project influence in this direction. I wasn't too worried about that at this point, although I saw there was potential here. But I have, this area here and this area here, so, he can't just branch out undisturbed. So I think this is an okay result for me, but I do have to be careful. Let's see. He played here, sealing me in some more, and I just captured this stone. He criticized this. Actually, when I take this one stone, it takes me a couple of moves, or well, one move because he played a response move, and it didn't really gain me very much. But I was feeling a little cramped in the corner, as I mentioned here, so I was trying to gain a little more space. But what he would do is he would ask these questions during the game, like, what do you think of the board at the moment? And, this caused me to, pause and look around and try and figure out what was going on. I think it's very helpful. I should probably learn to do that myself in my own games, take these little breaks to see if I can figure out what's going on. So, white has influence here, white has territory up here, or potential up here. I guess nothing is really territory at this point. I have potential on this side and on this side, but this is a lot of space between those stones, so this potential is pretty weak. Let's see, and we both have a share of the corner on this side and some influence on the side. So he immediately branches in here, pincers my stone, and so that breaks up my area and also starts to expand his area. But I run out. This is, I think, okay. And then I kind of lean in this direction. I'm thinking, well, maybe I can cut these stones off. Maybe they aren't going to be so happy here. So I play some moves to try and surround them. I'm not necessarily trying to kill them, but I did play this stone back here just so it wouldn't be so easy for him to make eyes. I mean, in the long run, I might be able to kill those stones, but he also might be able to run out. But if I can, make some territory for myself or gain some space by harassing his stones, I think that maybe is valuable. And also I'm saving my group at the same time by attacking his. So he actually liked this part. In fact, he liked this move when I played right here. I was really thinking of trying to cut his group apart, and I realized after he played it that he can just defend here, which he does. But if we back up, what he's saying is that it's a sente move, meaning I'm making a threat. He really needs to defend. And it also makes shape. It gives some shape to these stones, potentially for an eye. There's potential for an eye over here. And maybe I can go into the corner and get a second eye this way, and then this group would be solidly alive. Let's see. So we had a little discussion here. And he also said, that even though he defended there and prevented me from splitting it apart, it's just a kind of an ugly bundle of stones. It's nothing very pretty. But at the same time, my stones are cut off, and I may have to sacrifice them. Let's see. So he's suggesting I should jump into the corner right now. I thought about that, and I could have done that, but I decided to extend these stones some more. I'm going to give up this stone, but I'm going to try and preserve this over here. If he attacks this stone, I will give it up. Let's see. So the game continued. He has to run out, so he's running out here, and so I can't really kill this group now, or at least not easily. But I can continue to, maybe gain some time attacking that group, get some stones out there, and I branched into the corner up here. It is, although I kind of missed my chance to go into the corner, and so he got to defend the corner and make some territory over here. So now white has a pretty solid corner this way. But I thought, well, maybe I can split his stones apart over here. So see how it goes. There were some trade-offs there. And so he started building this wall here, and now he's cutting off this stone. But I think I have just enough time to attach and connect. So now this group here is connected to this wall. There's still not eyes here, but the group is going to be hard to kill, and I might have, there's space out here where I could make some eyes as well. So still, I think, okay. And now he starts expanding into the center. This expansion into the center did eventually cause me some trouble. He's surrounding my group, which is a weak group over here. And I have to grow. and I don't want to get caught up. And then he approached the corner, and I defended, and he branched out. Okay, so, and then he paused at this point and asked me again, what's going on the board, what's weak and what's big. So let's see. I thought this area was starting to look pretty big. I thought I had some weak stones over here, these stones, but they are potentially connected to these stones. I wasn't entirely sure if this connection was solid. White might try to cut me apart by coming in here and coming in here, and I wasn't entirely sure I could connect. So I was a little bit worried about that. But he pointed out that he has some weak stones here. This is not connected to here just yet. I still have a cut I could play. And this group is kind of weak. It has no eyes, so that's something I could attack. This group here is probably pretty difficult to attack, and over here. He can probably live in those two areas. Yeah, I didn't really think about harassing this group, but this group also has no eyes. But it's a big group. It looks pretty strong. It doesn't look like I could win any kind of... It wouldn't be any easy to capture that group over there, I guess. So anyway, I cut here right away after that discussion. I saw, oh, maybe this is useful. And I think he liked that move too. Yeah, his comment about the center is that the center is not usually big as long as both sides have groups that can enter it. And I guess I have this group and this group, but they're sort of on the upper half of the center. The lower half of the center, I'm not, well, I could come in this way, but it's getting to be a narrow path, and maybe he could seal off. And also he points out he has two groups without eyes. So that cut, he liked that cut. If he can connect those groups, then that makes his stones a lot stronger. So we have a little fight here. And it looks like I couldn't find a way afterwards to actually keep them cut apart. So I end up losing those stones. So maybe it was a good try, but I couldn't actually prevent him from capturing those stones and connecting everything. So probably if we go back, even though it looked like a good idea to cut, I have to be better at reading or looking ahead and figuring out if I'm really going to be able to keep those stones apart, or if I'm going to in fact lose what I'm doing here. But well, he had to play a lot of moves to round up those stones, so it's not entirely a loss. And I got some moves on the outside while he was playing in here. So I played this stone here, and now I am connected, because if he ever cuts here, I can play over here and capture that stone. So I'm feeling pretty good about this group. It doesn't have eyes yet, but it's a big group, and there's areas where eyes could be made. And I started branching out into the corner here. I was thinking it might be useful to have an eye here and an eye here. Let's see, he played in this corner. And I think he thought I was playing pretty well at this point. But he's continuing this trend with these stones. He's got a trail coming here. Maybe I should have tried to cut them apart. Now he has kind of sealed me out from entering the center in this direction. And I, put some stones over here, strengthening this group and looking towards the center. That was my thinking. But I was also looking back towards this group. I was having trouble making up my mind, because this looks like it might become a large territory as well. So, and you only get to play one stone at a time. It's tough. And so now, by playing up here, he has really sealed this off because I was playing up here. He sealed off two sides of it. There's still this upper side, which is not sealed off. But he makes some good threats down here, forces me to live in the corner. Another little mistake. This move I played here at S3 is not necessary. If he comes in here, I capture the stone. If he comes in here, which is what I was a little bit afraid of, and S3 prevents, I can just connect here, and this whole group has two eyes, so that stone will never be able to live inside. So in fact, I don't have to worry about his stones invading here. So when I play a move like S3, that's passing, so I'm basically giving him a free move. And so he builds some more on this side. Let's see, I block here. I don't want him invading and cutting my stones apart. I want to try and keep these stones connected to this group down here. And if possible, I would even make some space there, some territory. Let's see, he took this chance to steal a little more of the corner. I defended. And then I played down here when I had a free move. Yeah, yeah. When I defended, he had to. When I defended here, he had to seal the corner, so he gave up Sente at that point. And then I played here. I'm expanding this group and also trying to negate his wall of stones here, prevent it from becoming a lot of influence. So he liked that move. That's where he was going to play next. So that's one of those rules that if you look at where your opponent is about to play and put a stone there first, that's often a good move. So he attaches here. He still wants to expand in this area. And now I'm branching out on the side. I'm trying to expand my area. But, well, he's built a little more of this wall around the center, and it is getting harder to invade. So I place this stone out here. I want to grow this group and create some eyes out here, and I want to lean on this group in here and maybe threaten to invade and reduce his territory over here. So I tried this with the stone, but he blocked it off pretty good, so I never really managed to invade and reduce this side. I can come in from the side a little bit, I think. Maybe I do that. Okay, so at this point I'm trying to seal him off, and I would like to have at least this space from the center. And he cuts. And here's a good kind of a tactics quiz for you. Can I do anything about that cut? So if you want to think about it, it's black's turn. Can that stone be captured? I guess that's the question. Okay, pause this video if you want some time to think about it. In the game, I played here. I looked at it and I thought that I could not capture the stone, but actually I could have. So it's not so easy. First of all, if I just go with a normal ladder, say I go here, he extends, I go here, he extends, I go here, extends, I go here, he extends, go here, he extends. See, he connects in with these stones. So the ladder doesn't work, just a straight ladder. But there's other ways to play this. I saw that ladder didn't work. I thought about this one. How about if I come here, goes here, I come here, and he runs around this way and attacks these stones. That doesn't work either. But there is a kind of ladder that works, and it goes like this. Place one stone here, he runs out. Place another stone. Oh, you do one step of the ladder. You stop him here. He runs out this way. You stop him here. He runs out this way. Now you don't stop here, but you keep running the stone in on this side. Stop here. He has to go forward to extend. And now the stone is dead. It can't connect to anything. Runs out here. You get the whole group. So in fact, I could have captured that group. And with this move, just trying to catch that stone on a ladder, I just had to look at the shape of the ladder and recognize that when his stone came out to here, that I didn't have to keep going in that diagonal pattern which runs into these stones, but I could actually force it forward against these stones. And let's see, here, 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 then here. Yeah. And so anyway, I think this is kind of a turning point on the game, because when he gets a stone up here that I can't kill, then he starts to connect. Yeah, and here he asks, why didn't you capture that stone in the ladder? I didn't see it. And then he connects with these stones and has expanded this area. So that was a problem. I've gained space over here, but this is not a lot of space. I mean, certainly my groups are going to live now, but I'm not gaining a lot of territory. And white, in fact, is. And I think we're getting towards the end game. So let's just go forward. Let's see if there are other big moves here. Yeah, that was a nice move here. Place the stone right there, peeping at this area, but also helping to build a wall around his area and keeping me out. And, just eating away at my territory from either side. So good play. And let's see, yeah, some of my responses were kind of delayed because I was playing the game and I didn't notice always the comments there. So I expanded down here a little bit. I have some territory on the side. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so now he had a comment about this territory in the middle. To capture the territory in the middle, I had to play 3 non-Sente moves and use the weakness of the top group. Yeah, he was attacking that group and building to build this wall to finish it off, just explaining that normally it wouldn't be possible to create so many points there. So this is a much bigger territory than he should have been able to get if I had been playing more correctly. So when your opponent plays a non-sente move, meaning your response is not forced, you really owe it to yourself to pause and think and say, where's that big area that your opponent is going to get, and what can I do to disrupt it? And that's what I failed to do here. Okay, so let's continue. And we're just kind of rounding out the territory over here, filling in, making sure everything is going to be alive, and that we get as much territory as we can. So this is the end game basically, and I think I did a decent job here. I get a fair amount of territory expand here. He liked this move. Which move? Oh yeah, I played here. I'm just trying to make this group as big as possible and put some pressure on his stones over here. There are some cuts in this area that I can threaten. I can threaten to come in here and here. So that forces him to play a defensive move in this area, and then I can fill in, and so this expands my territory. I went ahead and played this cut, which is probably a wasted move, but yeah, he rounds those stones up, and then this cut works well, in the sense that that stone doesn't die, so I gain a few points of territory with that one. This one didn't gain any territory. Let's see. So we fill in and neaten up the borders. Oh yeah, there was a cut. I was trying to break into this territory a little bit, but it doesn't work. I don't have the configuration to make that work. So really, that stone just got cut off. So we continue to fill in the borders here. Let's see how much more have we got here. Yeah, that's it. So we paused here and counted up the territory, and he won by about 20 points, which if I had successfully, if I had managed to stop him from creating all this territory in the center, then it would have been a pretty close game. So this is probably the turning point. You see, I had quite a big area over here, the moves that I made, and I got a tiny little space in the center, but this also takes space away from my opponent. There's no real, well, there's a couple points over here, no real territory, but once again, it reduces my opponent's territory when I have these stones that are all connected. Some territory over here and some down here. So white's area is a fair amount of area on the upper side, small amount of area in this corner. He had a pretty good sized corner here. Let's see, that's 10, 12, that's a 12-point quarter there. I had some points over here, maybe 10 points over here, and some on the side. So anyway, an interesting game, and we discussed it a little bit afterwards. So if you have the opportunity to play a teaching game like that with a stronger player, I recommend it. I thought, I learned a few things from that game, particularly my habit of never playing pincers, but always responding with defensive moves when someone approaches my corners. I should do something about that. And the second thing was calculating a little better. That cut, I could have caught the stone. And then the third thing was looking for those non-sente moves by my opponent when I have the opportunity to play something, looking for those big areas that I can try and break up. Okay, hope you guys liked this video. Leave any comments you have in the section below, and I will see you again soon. Bye.